Let's start.
Oh, well, we're starting now. So, Laylee's doing the ultimate baller millennial girl thing.
Boss girl move.
Boss girl in the city. Taking her birth control with some wine.
Hell yeah.
White wine.
Because we're at the pregame.
And killing them babies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Before they're babies.
We only want Democrats listening to this, I guess.
Yeah. No, they're before. They don't exist yet, okay? It's before that. Anyway.
Oh, right.
I started this prematurely. Ayo. Anyways.
Where we at? Okay. So, episode 8?
Yeah.
Is this episode 8?
Something like that.
All right. So, timeline-wise, we just did New Year's Eve. So last time we talked about Costa Rica. That was awesome.
Absolutely. Sorry. I feel like me. So I was trying to just change this episode up. And I was like, I'm going to start in the middle of us talking. And I'm like, I think it fucked me up. And you're like, I've got this. I'm handling this.
So you restart it?
No. It was on me. I wanted to make this weird. And I thought it was going to be me laughing at you. But I don't think it's me fucking up. Anyway, continue. Sorry. We were Costa Rica.
Okay. Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We were having a great pregame over here.
Yeah.
Just wrapped up Costa Rica. Had an amazing time. So now it's the holidays. Did all that good. Will came to Miami for New Year's Eve.
For New Year's, yeah.
Oh, it's a great time.
Spectacular. What? Oh, I just will say real quick. So they're Cuban, right? So they buy a full-on dead pig. It's always crazy, and you gotta eat the organs. You don't eat like an eyeball. So
that's only to prove you're like in the family. Like my dad only does that to like you and Trent. You know, he doesn't like do that to his friends.
That's not to prove in the family.
No, I know this is a joke, but he only does it to you and Trent.
Right. Well,
so maybe it's like a gringo joke they have.
I think we want it though.
Oh yeah.
Also, your dad's a psycho and loves to eat that shit. He's like, I'm gonna eat. He's probably kind of sad that we eat one of the eyeballs.
He's like, the heart is mine.
Oh yeah, dude.
And the eyeball.
The brain. I ate a little bit of the brain. That shit was not good.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve is a big thing, and I wouldn't even say Cuban culture. I just feel like, I don't know, Miami. I don't know. For me, it was always like my favorite party still to this day and favorite holiday is New Year's because of the New Year's party. Like, I love it.
I would say the whole world loves the New Year.
Yeah.
I think so. Because everyone celebrates it. Everyone celebrates it. It's all about, it's not a religious holiday, which I feel most holidays have a function within, maybe it's your country or your religion, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
But this is worldwide,
This is worldwide, baby.
We're all in the same time
It's universal.
zone.
This is the best I'm going on record. Best holiday for everyone.
New Year.
New Year's. If you're a human being that's alive, it doesn't matter your race, religion, or creed. You fucking love it and celebrate it.
Oof.
That's the truth.
Oof.
Anyway.
So because it's so great, so my parents, you know, like, as in most families, kind of like certain houses rotate. Like, I do Christmas, you do Halloween, I take Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. So my parents, my house, we do the New Year's Eve party. So it's even extra special.
Oof.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but the last year, holiday season, Omicron had to pay us a visit.
Oof, came real quick.
It just escalated from 0 to 100, like, oh, it's another variant. Oh, shit. It is hitting everyone.
Right. Remember?
And it was Christmas in like 3 days.
Remember how it started? Because it was like, one, we were about to book our New York shit. Mm-hmm. No, not even yet, right?
We were in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
About to book our New York.
Basically, I woke up, and usually I'll check Twitter, and I was looking on Twitter, and I was like, Laylee, I think everyone in New York has this new variant. Because everyone's talking about this shit. We're like, oh my God. And no, you shrugged it off. You're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because I'm like, we're going to New York. Don't talk negative.
Well, no, you were just like, also like, I think you were like, yeah, maybe there's some people talking about it. I was like, no, literally every tweet is about fucking Omicron.
And I don't have Twitter. I don't even know how to work it. I've never been on it.
Because you're mentally healthy. You know what I'm saying? You're smarter in avoiding shit that, you know.
I really think I don't care about a lot of pop culture
you're fucking
stuff.
you're mentally healthy. It's not pop culture. It's news. It's some bull. It's just it's
but
a lot.
I read Apple News.
We don't even talk about Twitter. Fuck Twitter. We're talking about dumb Omicron that fucked us up almost.
So Omicron.
Anyway, so New Year's in Miami. Omicron just happened.
Well, it's happening. It's happening. And you guys know Miami doesn't give a shit about shit.
You know Florida? You should say Florida.
I know it's Florida, but Miami's the most populated part. So, of course, that becomes quickly the epicenter.
Yeah.
So, we had a giant Christmas party. And, of course, 2 days before New Year's, we start getting those calls. Hey, I tested positive. Or someone at my work tested positive. My cousin calls. Oof. She's like, I tested positive. And I'm like, Mom, we saw her on Christmas Day. Like,
did she
we
not
have it.
She didn't tell y'all either.
She didn't tell us she was like gonna get tested. I don't remember. It was all really fucked up and I don't want to relive it.
Anyway,
but
cut to.
I know. Where are we going? Basically, everyone was getting Omicron. No, everyone's getting Omicron.
Yeah.
So we actually ended up canceling our big New Year's Eve party. We made it way smaller. So my mom was like, okay, well, half of your friends just got Omicron. And we just got tested, and me and my dad took 3 tests.
Yeah.
And they were all negatives.
Yeah.
So I call Will, and I'm like, okay, that's 6 negatives. Like, do you still want to come? And Will is like, heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Let's do it. So he comes, my friends come. We have like a smaller New Year's Eve party because we're like, we're in the clear. We beat it again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like we hang out in Miami for a few days after, and now we're flying back to LA.
The day before.
But the night before we fly back to LA, my mom calls me freaking out. And it's like, oh my God, they just called me from the clinic and said your dad tested positive for COVID. And I'm like, what? Why would they call you? Like,
yeah.
I'm so confused.
But wasn't it like he didn't even test there or something weird?
He did test it, but she never tested
So
there.
they basically called to go, hey, you have COVID. She's like, I didn't get tested. It was Luis. Mm-hmm. Right?
My dad. And we're like, but I can see his results from that clinic online right now, and it says negative, as my mom is telling me.
Right,
I'm like,
that's right.
Literally looking at the same clinic, and I'm like, Mom, who called you? Like, this was probably a prank. This is
some Florida science happening.
Yeah, so I pull up all of my dad's results online. I pull up all of mine. Like, this wasn't even on a cell phone voicemail. Like, I can literally see it on the screen.
Because it was like,
negative.
How did they get her number?
Yeah.
They're calling the wrong person, saying the wrong thing. And you and your dad already got delivered the results. Yeah. And she's getting this one weird answer, right?
And like, we don't feel anything. And of course, my mom's like, my throat kind of hurts.
Like
and
anybody,
I'm like,
though.
Mom, literally? Like, they just called you 5 minutes ago and your throat was fine. What are you saying? But that's how my mom is. She's like, she like is escalating on the same phone call. Now she like has a fever, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's Latino women in general, but yeah.
I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. Wait, what you said?
You heard it. Yeah, you almost kept going. I was like, damn. Anyway, what were you saying? What were you saying, baby?
Okay, we'll let us slide. So anyway, I'm like, Mom, I gotta go to LA tomorrow in like 7 hours. And I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
So we fly back to LA because we're about to do like, I'm moving out of LA officially in 2 months. So we're doing like a goodbye West Coast type of thing. So for the next month, basically just to like prep you guys for this episode and next one, we're doing like San Francisco, San Diego, and Mexico. Like a little West Coast trip.
That's the point of this episode. Anyway, so cut to, we land finally. We're in the Uber.
We land in LA. We're not in the Uber. We're in the airplane. That's when my mom first called.
Oh, right.
I just landed and I have a text from her and like 100 missed calls.
Right.
And so I call her back. And you know when you land but you're not off the airplane yet? Like that's where we're at. So I call her and she's like, I tested positive. And I'm like, when did you get tested?
What did you do?
She tested positive. And I'm like sitting in the airplane still. Like, you tested positive?
No, you didn't say it.
Oh,
No, you don't say that shit out loud. You never, no matter what it is. Like,
but
whatever.
you know me. Sometimes I like forget my surroundings and I just scream.
Well, that's where I was getting to because we're in the Uber driving home. So there's this nice Chicano older gentleman driving us. And Leia's like, I tested positive. My mom called me. She was just talking. I'm like, baby, we could just not freak this man out.
We have to get tested is what I kept saying. I'm like, baby, we have to get tested. We don't know.
I know, you're trying to use coding, but you're like, I was like, yo, can we wait? Can we wait? We just landed. Also, this dude, he's just in this car for 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, either way, we're trying to get home. So can we not, talk about it yet?
Yeah.
Also, I was just like, fuck this. I'm so over this. What the fuck?
I'm so over
I dodged it. I just fucking Heisman dodged this shit for 2 years.
Yeah.
Why is it slapping us in the face?
But also, we felt completely fine. And I'm like, Mom, you got one rapid response that was a negative. We have 6 negatives. That was a positive. We have 6 negatives.
They called it negative.
And you and me were boosted. My parents weren't boosted. So I'm like, we got extra safety. We don't feel nothing. Yeah. Everything is Gucci. We're going to continue with our itinerary, which we have like 3 or 4 days in LA. And then we drive to San Francisco.
Right. So we took a test.
Just as a precaution.
A self one. So yeah.
A self-test. Our first self-test.
Our first self-test.
Like
I've never done that.
A year and a half later.
I've never done a self-test in my life out of all these. And then so Layla gets a call. Or no, not a call. You read it. Text, and I was waiting for mine, and mine was inconclusive because it was a self-test. It was like, I just was like, I'm not going to voluntarily ram this thing into my brain.
But he kept making a joke of it, like, I didn't really do it. And I'm like, yeah, but you did. And he's
100%.
Like, I didn't really do it. And then we get his results, and I'm like, baby, inconclusive? You didn't stick it up your nose.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, come on now. Like, I thought I did enough.
I've just never heard of another inconclusive. Have you?
You're like, your nose is a shallow pussy. You fucking pussy.
You gotta go deep.
Yeah. I did. I was like, well, come on. I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna go to my comfort level, and I guess it's not that deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do this. Anyway, so you got COVID.
I got COVID.
We're in
another city.
We're driving to San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
We're being the COVID's nightmare in that way. Just spreading it. We're just traveling everywhere. You think either of us wore a mask the whole time?
We didn't have symptoms.
We 100% wore masks everywhere.
The whole time. We actually didn't even eat anywhere in San Francisco, which I feel like was a big deal.
Well, it's also San Francisco because COVID's still hot. So even though it was the new year in 2022.
Yeah, we were like still getting takeout.
Yeah, but everybody was, I feel like. No one was eating.
You're right.
In San Francisco, the most liberal city.
Yeah, they take it seriously.
Just kidding. I would say Portland's more liberal.
Yeah, but second would be San Francisco, no?
Or in the top 5. Let's definitely say that. 2. They're like,
They should get top 3. Come on now.
There's outrage. No, I'm kidding. It's actually really chill. I liked it.
But remember all the restaurants?
So many.
Didn't it get you so excited?
Oh my God, I was wet as fuck. My butthole was wet. Okay? That shit was... Okay, I'm definitely the cheap one in this... Well, I'm a guy, right? Every guy's the cheap one in a relationship, right? Has it ever been the other way? The girl's the cheap one?
You know what?
Can you imagine? She's like, baby, we're not gonna go get burgers.
Brunch.
Baby, did you really order a Coors Light at happy hour today? You'd be like, oh, I just wanted, I got $4, baby. Like, can you imagine that?
No,
that'd be so funny. I would laugh my ass off. I'd be like,
no, you would probably hate it. That'd be so like giving you a taste.
Would I hate it? Medicine. No, that would be my wife. I'm just kidding.
Baby?
Yeah, baby.
You spent $4 at happy hour.
It was actually, you actually told me to get another beer, so that's $8.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Breaking up with you.
You're too my wallet's broke. Okay, it broke. Just kidding. Anyway, wait, what were we talking about? How we get here? Oh yeah, I'm the cheap one. Yeah, I'm the cheap one. But San Francisco, every restaurant, I was like, I'm gonna go buy this $15 dinner because I want it.
He wanted
and it was
every
so
meal.
Good.
Every meal.
Everything looked so good. Food wise, oh my God,
I feel like we've told you guys so many, tips and tricks about get your groceries. It's not a vacation.
It's probably me because I'm the cheap one.
But we're also like, we're only here for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's kind of a vacation.
Which I don't know if we even set that up. So this was a long weekend. We didn't stay in San Francisco for a month.
No, that's right.
It was a long weekend. And it was also the first time we stayed in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we left like Thursday, like same as always, right? We are on the West Coast, but work East Coast hours. So we like start working at like 6, 7, wrap up, drive. So we get there. So I think we looked at Airbnbs and they were just
too much.
Not happening.
Yeah, we were out, and I was like, usually it's like backup. It's like Airbnb's number one, right? Usually primo, and then secondary. Well, especially if it's a short term ish. Just like anything like that's a week or less, I feel like, or maybe even 2 weeks or less, we'll be like, we'll look at a hotel.
Yeah, I'll take a look. It's medium.
Well, because hotels are struggling because Airbnb kicked their fucking ass. And so they got pretty good deals sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a great app called, Psych, why don't you sponsor us? I'll reach out. I ain't gonna say your shit. We're hot right now. We're getting probably in the hundreds of listens, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Anyways,
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. So we stayed in a hotel though. It was cheaper.
Yeah. And so the downfall was like we don't have a kitchen because we're in a hotel room, obviously.
True, yeah. But it's 3 days.
But it's 3 days.
It's 3 days, but we still. And
we brought our little portable stovetop.
Okay, so this is you want to whose idea was it to bring it? Because that'll be like. Who's the cheapest in the relationship?
It was probably you.
It's definitely me. 100%.
No, but I agree. I'm very like...
Yeah, you're about it. You don't roll your eyes. You don't huff and puff.
I don't like buying every single meal every single day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, I feel like breakfast we should always try to make. Unless, like, that place is really known for, like, a certain breakfast. Like, I don't know. We're in the South. I'm like, okay, one day.
Chicken and waffles.
We have to have chicken and waffles or shrimp and grits. Oof. Like, we gotta do it one of the days, you know? Or, like, in New York, we gotta have bagels. I'm sorry. Like,
fucking bagels.
You know? Like, I really like breakfast, but I'm also like, that's the easier one to, like, just make it home and get out the door.
Dinner, I feel like is the only one that we probably agree with, that it's like that's the one you usually go out. Yeah, it's like date night or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we brought this thing just to
It kept us alive in Portland for a month, so we're like, it's gonna definitely work for 3 breakfasts.
Yeah, and also they didn't have like a microwave or anything.
No, nothing. It was like literally a straight up hotel room.
Don't have that shit. But we're like, we cooked eggs on that.
We cooked eggs.
Fried rice. I made fried rice.
Yeah, it went beyond breakfast, guys.
Who doesn't cook a full fucking fried rice dinner on a hotel floor?
Oh my God, I have the best Polaroid, I think.
You know what else I want to get real quick off my chest about hotel rooms, though? I realized in San Francisco.
They're dirty. No, what is it?
Yeah, sometimes. The ones we stay in, because we're trying to save money. Duh.
We are not.
Their trash cans are tiny. They're always like the size of like a bathroom. And guess what? Also, everybody in a hotel room orders for dinner fucking pizza. So you got a big ass pizza box, and you just can only kind of dip the corner in, which is like right.
You're so right about that.
That's if you stay there one night. We stayed there for 3, so it was like this tiny little trash can. We're like, motherfucker, dude, we need a real one. We need a real.
Like the bathroom one is bigger than the one in the bedroom too.
Weren't we also like afraid that the cleaners would see that we're cooking or something? Oh yeah. So we kept putting up "Do Not Disturb."
So paranoid sometimes.
Sometimes we get very paranoid. We're just
we escalate.
We're goody two shoes.
Yeah.
We're just afraid of breaking rules.
Lame.
Yeah, we're fucking white as shit. White people don't like breaking rules.
We ate.
Yeah, they fucking, even though it does not affect them in any way, shape, or form. But anyway.
And so we got to do a lot of the touristy stuff, right?
It was great. I love San Francisco.
No, it was my first time. Will's been there like 137 times.
Exactly that
number. He had
a
girlfriend there.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I did.
137 times.
137. I did say that one time, and of course you remember because you're like, your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend. I know that number forever.
But it was my first time.
Yeah, it was your first, but it was my 137th.
No, it was so great. San Fran, I would definitely go back. And there's so much
great.
more to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, we didn't even go into restaurants or bars.
We didn't do a lot. I mean, so I've been there 137 times, and I can tell you we probably did about 2 of those times.
Damn it.
No, it's a great city. It is good. I love the weather there.
Wait, oh my God, do you remember the people watching?
Oh my, all right, so the first one.
That was
okay.
in San Francisco,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
By the Ghirardelli Square?
Yo, yeah. But before we even
Fisherman's Wharf.
Yes, before we even get to I think we were walking there, right? We walked past a bus station. And there's a dude, an Asian guy. Not that it matters, but but he was Asian, and he was just in San Francisco, which there's a lot of Asians in the West Coast in general, but San Francisco in particular. Anyway, he's wearing a full pajama set, I feel like.
Yeah, like matching.
Yeah. He had a cigarette, some flip-flops, and just either tea or coffee. In a mug. Just chilling.
A mug.
Like something you'd be like...
walked out of his house.
Yeah. Like he woke... Like if you wake up and you're like, I'm going to check Twitter or read the paper, and I drink this cup of coffee on my couch in my living room... Yeah, his living room couch was a bus stop bench.
Yeah.
But he wasn't homeless, so we're not saying that. We're not making fun of homeless people.
Homeless person puts on their pajama set to go to bed.
It has a mug with coffee in it.
You're right. I'm more concerned about the full-on pajama set.
And flip-flops. No, everything about it was just so specifically amazing. Anyway, that was great. Just weird, but awesome. So we get to the park thing. What is it, Ghirardelli's?
And Fisherman's Wharf. I don't know what the specific park is called, but you know that area in between both of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so we're at a park.
Because we're doing all those touristy things. I got to see them. And now we're just like hanging out. We did Fisherman's Wharf. We're just hanging out.
Yeah. And there was some dude just probably tripping balls or something. When I say dude, I mean he was like 58. He was a man, old man, right? And he was in like a white, but it looked like he made this underwear, right? Like it didn't look like you buy it in a store. Like he personally made it. And it had like a dick thing that is.
Or
like,
his dick.
It wasn't his dick.
It wasn't his dick.
If his dick was exactly the same color and texture of the man-made underwear that he had on, that's crazy, but it wasn't, I don't think. So we're sitting watching this guy, nothing, he's just like, just saying crazy spells into the sky, tripping ball.
And like dancing around to it too.
He looked like a crazy homeless person, but he once again, he's not, there's no way he's homeless because he's got a backpack, he got all his clothes, he's got too many things, and he's got enough that it's like, yo, whoever's watching him left him here, and they need to come back and get him.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you guys do this, but we love to like make up fake stories sometimes about these random people in the world.
Especially crazy.
I'm sure everyone does that. But our whole thing with this guy is we're like, he is probably the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar tech company.
Yeah, he just microdosed on acid to get some new ideas.
This is how he copes with everything he's dealing with, all his stress.
Intense pressure, yeah.
In San Francisco, tech capital of the world, this guy is the CEO of something we don't even know about yet.
Right.
It's like our next Venmo or Airbnb or Uber.
Exactly. 100%.
That's how you get there.
Because we watched him stand up and put his clothes back on, and it was like, oh my God, this is a totally like business guy.
He can handle shit.
Yeah, he worn out of the whatever that was.
We were so entertained.
Yeah, just drinking those wine spritzers.
Yeah. No, San Fran was great. We'll definitely be going back.
A lot of hills. I remember that real quick is just being like, let's walk real quick. And so it's like we're used to LA or Miami or if you're here in New York right now.
LA has some hills. Come on. You know my apartment.
Yeah, but if you're going to walk somewhere, like on the street, it's like maybe a hill. But San Francisco is, all of it is a hill.
Yeah.
No matter where you're going,
no, you're right.
It's a hill. So we're going down the West Coast, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Earlier? So, because you're moving out of LA, so this is our last...
Yeah, like I've never been to San Francisco.
West Coast trip.
Yeah, I need to see a lot more of California. Let's do it.
So our next stop was...
San Diego.
You're correct.
No. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we went back to LA for like a day. I think.
Yeah. I'm like, we did go back to LA for like a day again to change our clothes. Like it was too cold in San Fran.
Yeah.
Our next stop is San Diego.
San Diego. A whale's vagina.
So Will's been there 37 times. No.
37. You're all in the 3s and the 7s.
No.
I've been there 28 times, baby.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we weren't official. We were only kind of... No, I'm kidding. Jesus
San
Christ.
Diego?
But all the cities, baby. I had one. No. We went down to San Diego, right? And we had the most nightmare...
Oh, yeah.
Airbnb story.
Okay, so we get there. Actually, I'm very surprised it's the first time it happened to us, but...
Yeah. Out of all these times... So far, this is...
Buckle in, kids. This is going to take a while.
Yeah.
So, once again, probably a Thursday, we leave work. We leave LA at like 3 o'clock. San Diego's even easier than San Francisco as far as a drive.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 2.5 hours you're there, right? So, it's like, we leave. It's still almost daylight. It's like dusk. We pull up to our Airbnb in downtown.
It's dark.
And it's like in a building.
Yeah. Obviously,
so
it's in a building. It's in a building.
In downtown.
No,
it could be a house.
It's just a lot.
It's a building, not a house.
You're right. True.
Because we get there and Will's driving, so I jump out of the car and I'm like, okay, let me put the code in outside of the outside of the building so I could get in.
So it's basically like any kind of hotel room. Or not, sorry, excuse me. Like if you go to an apartment building, like a big one, and they have like maybe a call box on the outside.
Yeah,
right?
the call box.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get there and you try to enter the number in.
Yeah. So let's say the code is 2128. So I'm like putting that in, and it's not working, and I'm like, oh my god, let me try again, and it's not working, and so I call Will over, like nothing is working. We are reading all of their instructions, like
triple
attachments,
checking. Yeah.
text messages, triple checking everything. It's like, this doesn't work. We start calling her, no answer. Oh my god, we can't get into the building. Like, what do we do?
What's going on, right? So, this is where we kind of switch spots. So she gets in the car. I was the one who ordered the Airbnb, so I'm the one like trying to call them and obviously get in contact with them. And so it's like, okay, this is a building. Like someone's gonna go in or come out. I'm just gonna use my privilege as a white guy. No one's afraid of me.
What does that have to do with it?
Because it is. I mean, it's a truth. It's a slight truth. If I was wearing a hoodie and a black guy, I don't know. But either way, as a white dude, so I was like, I can walk right behind somebody, no problem. And so eventually someone goes in and they held the door for me. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. So I get it. Okay, none of these numbers are working. I get into the building and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to go to our room, our floor, right? It's on the 4th floor, easy enough. So I think it was like in one of those old school ones. So it's like, I think I took the stairs because they didn't even have an elevator.
Oh, they didn't?
No. So I went up to the 4th floor and I find a room number and I'm like, okay, I'm going to punch in like the other code to get into the room. Because it's like a door code, right?
Right.
And so I'm hitting this thing, not working. Hitting this thing, not working. Hitting this thing, not working. I'm like, oh my God, this is the front door and the door is not working. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'm leaving now. Like, okay, I need to reconvene with Laylee and figure this out. While I'm leaving, there's these like 3 dudes walking the other way. And I don't know why. I was just like, let me see where they go. And sure enough, they go into our room.
Yeah. And also, you're like about to leave, and so you start calling me.
I was on the phone with you probably when they did.
Yeah, you start calling me, and you're like, baby, there's 3 guys going into our... No, I think you said the code's not working. oh my God, there's someone going into a room. And I'm in the car, but right in front of the building. So I saw these guys go in. I know they were the last people up. So I'm like, is it 3 young guys? And he's like, yeah, it's 3 young guys. I'm like, what the fuck? There's 3 guys in our room?
Yeah.
Like where we're supposed to be staying.
Right. So I walked back to the door. I think I was like, I'm going to talk to him, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, definitely. I'm like, okay,
we need
cool.
to clarify this.
Right. So I go back and I knock on the door. And it's always funny. You know when you're like a stranger and you're knocking on someone else and you know you can hear people, like you can hear them talking and partying, and you knock on the door and you hear this just dead silence, like, what's that? What just...
Right.
It's like, dude, if I was like, I know you're there, I could hear you 2 seconds before. FYI.
Yeah.
It's always funny. Like, oh, let's get someone.
Yeah.
And it's just like this weird quiet, and then you hear one guy who's like, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then of course it's like, someone opens it. Because I know they look through the people. I can also see the fucking light. And I'm like, once again, thank God I look approachable. And so they open the door. And I'm like, hey, like, are you guys Airbnb in this place? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, word, like right now. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, who's your host? They said a name. I couldn't remember off the top of my head who our host's name was. But they had like, even when I looked in though, I could recognize it was the photos of the interior.
What you've been looking at.
Of the place that we were supposed to stay. So it was like we saw the exterior photo. Like because it was it's weird because you always go, I guess maybe I misread something the whole time.
Okay, I got the code of the outside of the building wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I get the apartment wrong? No. There's someone literally staying in the apartment I booked. What did I get? Did I get the dates wrong?
So, also, another layer to this confusing ass Airbnb story is contact information wise on the app was they gave us 2 phone numbers. So the one was it was the girl, the hosts, right? And the other was another number that was like a co-host. We call it's an old man. It's like it's a 70-year-old man. And he's like, hello? And I was like, hey, this is Will. I'm trying to contact someone to get into my Airbnb. I'm staying with, I think her name started with an M. Yada, yada. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I know of this. I've heard of the M name. And I was like, I fucking hope so. She listed your fucking number, bro. And he was like, what's your name? Anyway, so he was kind of helping her manage it. And I was like, this is Will Dove, X, Y, and Z. I'm staying here. What's the deal? He's like, she didn't tell me any Will Dove. You know, he's like, you know how old,
He's talking so slow.
Yeah, well, let me,
We're like, what do we do? We're just in the middle of downtown San Diego with our blinkers on. Like, I don't even know where to go. Right. What do you mean?
FY, thank God this happened in literally the closest city we've ever stayed.
Yeah.
That was closest to home.
No, we really considered like, okay, this isn't working. We can't get in contact with anyone.
Cut to it didn't work. The guy was like, I don't fucking know shit. He basically, our host did not respond to nothing. And there's people there. So we go to a Ralph's. We're contacting Airbnb. I'm just like,
no, we're trying to contact Airbnb support at this moment.
Yes, support, yeah. Because we're like, we got to figure this shit out. Right. And I was just, it was mostly me going, yo, it's only 2 hours away. Right. Let's just go home.
Right.
Fuck this place.
Right.
Reconvene, figure out something else. And I don't know, you weren't like against that. You're just like, hold on, I don't know.
I mean, I definitely think I was against going back home.
I was too.
Because I'm like, oh my God,
it's the easy out.
So I'm like, no, we're going to find something. And
so Airbnb was, would you consider them helpful or not? What would you say? This is your real raw opinion, and all of our tens of listeners want to know.
But I want them to sponsor me.
Oh, well, duh.
No, let me think. Honestly, I would give them a 50%, which I guess is a fail. Because I'm like, yes, they were responsive. Yes, they seemed to want to be helpful.
No, they didn't want.
But were they?
No.
No. They were kind of like,
oh, that's
sorry.
yeah.
We can help you book another place, but we're not going to give you options.
No.
You just have to find them, and then we'll pay for it.
But they didn't. They were like, not even. Like, they're like, they don't help you find for a new place. Basically, all they do is give you a refund. But you're like, that's great. But I'm so fucked in this situation.
They're like, did you find something?
I planned a motherfucking vacation right now. Mm-hmm. Like, either way, like, I'm mad, but it's like, I can't even imagine if I flew somewhere or something
oh my God,
and Airbnb
no.
did this. I'd be livid, right?
And I'm also like, they better pay the difference because we want a downtown place. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to give up on my location.
Exactly.
How are we going to park anywhere? Also, does this look like a shithole? Like, no, I'm sorry. Everything is more expensive. It's not our fault. We booked this 3 months ago. Like, I'm expecting this level of Airbnb.
That's right.
Yeah, so I don't know. She was like, I can give you a credit. And I just felt like, let's push it a little bit. Yeah. Whatever, we end up deciding on a place. We know it doesn't have parking, unfortunately, but we honestly weren't even finding any options that were in the city, like in downtown, like that had parking.
Man,
because also on Airbnb, if it says P for parking, that could be street parking. They will count that as parking. Yeah. Remember?
Yes.
Like all the places we were finding,
like,
we would drive to them because we had time.
Yeah.
We literally had time and we were like around the corner from all of them and we would like drive to whatever Airbnb was saying and we're like, literally, where the fuck are we going to park?
Right. It's when they say street parking, it's like, okay, but this is downtown of a city.
Yeah.
So no, they don't have street parking like that. It's like, yeah, maybe if you're like circling the block, you know, like any major city, right? Yeah. It's terrible.
So finally we find the place and we're like, okay, let's go to it. And then we get there and then we realize, oh no, we have to go to a key box.
Yeah, this was weird.
In a different location to get it.
It had 8 steps. You had to go to another location. All right, this is weird. This is also the only time we ever had to do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So this is finally, again, we've already, whatever, we're not saying there. We're just going to book a new place and Airbnb is going to reimburse.
So we found a new place, whatever. And this one was like, it had 9 steps. And so it was like, first location, we got to go to the key lock box. It's like 10 minutes away from the actual place. Okay.
Yeah.
All it is chained to a fence. And on this fence, let's say there's like 30 lock boxes. They're number 21. I think that's right because I remember that shit because I was so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were like, anyway, I'm like going through it. I'm like, there's no 21. I don't see a fucking 21 anywhere.
And then Will calls me and he's like, there's not a 21 box. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, this is a joke at this point. What do you mean?
Are you kidding me?
There's not a lock box.
Yeah.
Also, I have to pee so bad. Like, what do you mean there's not a lock box? Like, we've waited for 2 hours to find a new place. We get one. We go to the wrong address. We're here and there's not a lock box.
No
key. And you're just like, all right, let me contact him. You call me back and you're like, okay, he's coming and he's going to like hand deliver the keys. And I'm like, I'm going to pee on myself. So
anyway, so this dude then goes, oh, just meet. And then he was being a piece of shit there a little bit. He was like, just meet me at the place. And then we're like, okay.
Which isn't address number 1 or address number 2. Now we're going to address number 3.
Or something like that. And we're like, thank God. We're finally in San Diego.
Yeah, now our vacation starts. It was like 12:30 almost, I'm pretty sure.
It was late.
Like, it was like, this ordeal fiasco took about like, I would say 6 hours.
I wasn't even stressed anymore. I was past that point, like where your energy's, you're exhausted, so you're like just operating.
Right.
I was just like, I don't fucking know.
I feel like we were so hungry too that we weren't hungry. Like, what did we eat?
Something what did we eat that night? Yeah, I don't remember. Because also, another thing, they didn't have parking. And I had to park fucking 2 blocks away. I found it. So anyway, here's the thing, y'all. is because I am cheap and I've lived in Los Angeles and downtown Atlanta. So I'm like, I have a weird knack at finding.
He somehow does find them.
I find the spots. And with Layla's little car, I'm like, woo.
I give up really fast because I get very stressed out.
No, you just start crying immediately.
I get so stressed out.
You don't know how to parallel park and you just cry. So it's always on me, which actually, sometimes is a burden.
Help me.
Yeah, all the time. But I found it right, and then I carried all the bags. All right, so I found out I had a coworker, friend, who lives in the city, and he was like, yo, you want to go on a booze cruise with me tomorrow?
Yeah, so he reached out to you only because of your story, though, remember?
Yeah.
So, we both had such a terrible day, right? So, we're, drinking our wine, and we both, take a story photo of, our wine glasses and say something about, after a crazy San Diego Airbnb fiasco is what we need. Something along those lines.
San Diego, go fuck yourself, as
right.
Ron Burgundy would say.
So, a lot of people reacted to it. And one of them was this coworker. That's how it all started. He was like, what? You're in San Diego.
Yeah.
It's you're not even going to ask me about what happened. But anyway.
No, who cares? So he was like, you want to go on this booze cruise with me tomorrow? I was like, absolutely. Yeah, duh.
Booze cruise. His
Around
friend
the bay?
was the
free
sailor,
tickets,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut to the next morning. We wake up.
Cut to.
No, you know how we woke up? Amber alerts. We both had Amber alerts that said tsunami warning.
Oh my god, that's right. At 7:30 a.m.
Fucking earth. So we wake up in San Diego.
Tsunami warning.
What? What's going on?
After Airbnb fiasco.
Yeah, San Diego's trying to.
And we're like, okay, well, we'll check back at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Still happening.
Terrible.
But it was just so funny. It's oh my god, we didn't even have a place. All right, we're going to do San Diego, right? Our friends are hooking us up with free sailboat tickets.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Nope. There's a
Still
tsunami. What?
Up.
What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will say we still had a great time.
I think we did have a good... So here's the thing. I've always loved San Diego. I think it's amazing. I think LA sucks, but I think... San Francisco's awesome, and I think San Diego, everything around it.
Sandwich, but not the
middle. Yeah, it's like me not liking the ice cream and ice cream sandwich. It's I like the cookies
or the cream Oreo.
I know, which is weird, but guess what? A lot of people would say that about LA. But San Diego, because honestly, I'm like, San Diego is what movies try to make LA look like, right? But guess what? San Diego now, and has been, just filled with fucking homeless people.
Yeah, so also what was interesting, San Diego
dangerous
had way
homeless people.
More homeless people.
Not just ones chilling, cracked out on this, trying to fuck you up, homeless people.
Yeah.
The worst, trying to put a fucking knife in you. It's the truth, y'all. I don't give a fuck if you're homeless. I care about you, but when you want to put a knife in me, I don't fucking like you, obviously. So
we could do a whole podcast on homeless people
on the West Coast,
interactions with them.
Oh yeah, no, but for real,
on all coasts.
I put my money that I have the weirdest experiences.
Yeah, they're whole stories. That's
Violence.
We need a whole episode on that.
We'll
we can't
get that.
even start that.
Yeah, it's weird. People are attracted to me.
But something that was also weird. It's I didn't know there were so many more, or at least we experienced so many more homeless people in San Diego than in San Francisco.
Yeah, a lot.
Right?
Even though San Francisco's known for that.
That's not what they're famous for.
No, but everyone is aware of it.
It's it comes with the territory.
It's fine. But then you go to San Diego.
San Diego is really bad.
There is not a 360 around me, up and down too. Mm-hmm. There's a homeless person in that way. There's so many.
Yeah, it's people always want to talk about how their city has so many.
Yeah,
and I feel
Austin,
we're always whatever, we live in LA.
I was going right.
San Diego is actually oh my
number
god,
one.
You guys have a problem.
Do you think number one is I think San Diego might be number one. Out of every city I've been in America, I think San Diego is number one.
I agree.
In terms of Jesus Christ, y'all. These are violent homeless people. Clean this shit up.
Yeah.
This is dangerous. I like this city, but once again, if
we need to do better. Can we provide them with help? All that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not our job. I don't know how to do any of that. So anyway, San Diego was fun though.
Yeah.
It was still fun. What was that Mexican restaurant we went to? It was like tacos and burritos that's in Miami. Shout out sponsors. Here it comes.
Oh my God. The taco stand?
Is that what it's called?
I love you, the taco stand.
That's all it's called?
The taco stand.
That is an uncreative. Are you serious right now?
I want to look it up because I'm like, am I serious?
You're like, that's like going taco. You know, like burrito. Like what? No. I believe
no,
it.
I'm pretty sure it's literally called the taco stand. I need to look it up.
Okay, let's just say it is.
Duh. Okay, but if you've ever, I'm like drooling, eaten there in San Diego or in Miami, which we're about to do, it is actually incredible. Like, it is like American Tex-Mex, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
like American
right, yeah.
Mexican food, Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
definitely Tex-Mex.
For sure.
But it is the best Tex-Mex I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that burrito was straight fire.
It was a big-ass line for no reason. Yeah, it's literally called the taco stand.
Yeah, it really is called that. That's crazy. It's called...
They got that, what is it called?
brand. URL.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Something benchmark? No.
I think it's like Chinese food. You know how Chinese restaurants will be like, we're they're just called China or something. You're like, how'd you get that, dude? Wouldn't be the first guy from China selling Chinese food be called just China?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we had that.
Taco stand just did that.
Taco stand did it. What else? I feel like we did a lot of like walking by the water. We saw the seals, of course.
Gaslight District stuff.
Gaslight District. We went to a rooftop Gaslight.
Yeah, it was fun. We went to a rooftop bar. Petco Park, amazing. I will say, one of my favorite things about San Diego, and I think every single city, Austin's like a close second, is just build your bars in a row.
Right.
Or
have
just
it in one avenue.
Just understand that there's going to be a nightlife in your city and put it all together. So it's easy for the partiers.
That is true.
Out there.
Sponsor us, city builders.
Party people. Yeah, it's city builders. Yeah. Architects.
It's more about city builders.
I can't wait in 2 years when it's there.
We'll design their going out avenue.
We're not going to do shit. We're just going to promote it, right? That's all. You got the friends that can design it. We're just there to make it fun.
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna go make nachos because I'm starving.
This is why we pre-gamed.
Yeah, pre-game to eat nachos.
Love it. Love you guys. We'll
Love
talk
y'all.
next time.
Hell yeah. Peace out, y'all.